One eternity later.
RCX builds it. I was able to build this in a
garage
with a box of scraps!
Hey, what's up, builders? Welcome back to RCX Builds It. I'm Randy. This is my 1960 Ford F100. It's sitting on top of a Lincoln Town Car. Most of y'all know the drill. It's just the truck sitting on top of the 2003 Lincoln Town Car frame. 4.6 liter V8. Truck runs great. It's 18 miles a gallon, something like that. Hot when I need it to be hot and cool when I'd rather be a little bit colder with the air conditioning running. But in this episode, I've got a lot planned. I'm hoping to work on the suspension, and hopefully I can get to where the truck will carry a little bit more weight and it'll have a little bit higher ground clearance. So yeah, got a lot planned for this episode. I'm hoping to achieve a little bit higher ground clearance. Right now, whenever you put any kind of load back here, you bottom out and you can actually hear the tire rubbing on the inside of the bed. And in the front, there's just like not enough room for turn radius. I did take a little bit of material out of the fender well whenever I flared them out, but at the same time, you can't go lock to lock because of how much tire rub. So in this one, we're going to be installing a spacer kit and Expedition springs in the back and F150 struts in the back. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, here's the kit. Normally the leveling kit, at least on the website, is $170 something. I've got this one returned off of eBay for $60. So I probably won't be using the rear spacers, only because I'll be upgrading the coils, the coil springs to these Expedition springs. These are off a 2002 Expedition. They were pretty rusty and crusty when I got them from pull apart. But threw a quick coat of black gloss enamel, so I'm hoping that would last a little bit longer. Plus, it looks a little bit better. And I've got some F150 struts for the rear. They're just a little bit longer than the kit that I've got underneath it right now. So the truck isn't slammed, but I'm not trying to make a monster truck out of it either. I do like how low it is, but I'm thinking this kit will give me about 3 inches, hopefully, of ground clearance. So the front will be the probably the most difficult part, having to take the upper control arm down and swap out I guess install the spacer on the top of the McPherson strut coil and shock combo. The rear is going to take probably a little bit more sketchy approach because I've got this coil spring compressor. But we'll see what this gets into. And it being so close to Halloween, we got a lot planned with the kids today, so I don't have a lot of time to do it. So yeah, we'll be trying to hustle and get this going. But I'll go ahead and jack up the truck and start working on that.
12 seconds later.
If you've been following along on the progress of the build, you'll likely have noticed I painted the front and the hood all white. couple weeks ago, I had to re-weld the front bumper. The front bumper bracket is broken. So I had the bumper off to re-weld the bracket. Then I figured while I was down there, I'd go ahead and give it a coat of paint. Let me know in the comments if you think it looks good or if I should have kept it patina. Another reason I'm trying to lift up the truck, especially in the back, is I'm trying to put the rear bumper back on. The rear bumper weighs so much that just the addition of the bumper, not even the trailer hitch, the whole back end starts sagging down real bad. Another thing, while I'm in here, these brake rotors are shot. Got a real big ditch inside of them. I think it might be too far down to get it resurfaced. The rotator rotor called. So I picked up another set of rotors for the front, pull apart, and see if we can get their first patch in front while we're down here. But I'll be following another YouTuber's guide on how to do this. So on the link his channel in the description so that he gets credit. But yeah, he copycatting what he does. It looks like it's basically just caliper off the rotor, pull the rotor off, and then that's out of the way, dropping the upper ball joint. So just disconnecting that, and I think that'll give me enough room. I guess we got a bit of one too. I can see why nobody records that part now. That was a lot. But I had to sit. I had to sit on my pry bar. I had to sit on it to drop the lower ball joint and the knuckle, the steering knuckle. Sit on the pry bar, and then while I'm sitting on the pry bar, I'm actually pushing up on the upper ball joint, on the upper control arm. And then after that, I could then, get enough room to pull this coil over the shock my way, and then put the little spacer puck on top. I'll try to film the next one. I think I got an understanding of what I need to do. Oh, and I also had to cut the studs off of the shock of the where it mounts. I left the nut on there so that they're mounted, but I cut off, probably an inch off of the stud. So this is on. I'm going to do the same thing to the passenger side or driver's side, and I'll probably have to get these ball joints replaced. See if I can do that for next to nothing, but I don't think it should be flopping around like that. Anyway. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so what I'm doing, I got the upper ball joint off. It's a 21 millimeter. Actually, I run the Harbor Freight and grab a 21 millimeter wrench. So I'm going to press down with the lower, like the knuckle, lower control joint. or whatever, and I'll be sitting on this pry bar, and that's going to allow me to pull the strut out of the way of the upper control arm, so then I can modify the studs. That's I think that's what I gotta do. Let's see. Yeah, press down on the lower arm to allow that to go down, and then yeah, all right. Do it right. I think I did it right here. Oh, release what you got. Okay. Spacer. Yeah, struggling.
Three weeks later.
All right, guys, it's been a few days. Knocked out the front, got the spacers inside. From here, you can already tell it's lifted up quite a bit. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna start working on the rear, pulling the coil springs out and the shocks, and putting the Expedition stuff in. Let's get to it. Oh yeah. Look at that comparison. Thicker coil springs, quite a bit taller, probably 3 inches taller. Yeah, this should plug in pretty easy, I hope. And I'll just compress these down to make them fit.
A few inches later.
Oh, builders, that was a lot of work. Let's take a look at it. All right, that was a ton of work. I think the hardest part about it was getting the spring compressor tool back from underneath the truck. But took it for a test drive, and it seemed to run okay. But I had this grinding noise, this scraping sound that was pretty terrible. Come to find out that I've actually been running in that little test drive, the drive shaft was scraping on the exhaust. Barely see it, but the exhaust side on the driver is poking out just underneath the bed. But if you go over to the passenger side, it is sticking out probably an inch or two. So, but yeah, that was a necessary, I guess, evil, given that the drive shaft was rubbing up against it. But I'm excited to get this truck back on the road and drive it around. The next episode, I'll definitely be working on getting the rear bumper on and the trailer hitch. That's what all this work was even for, to get some higher ground clearance and some more weight capacity in the back. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'll be sure to upload some more content on the 1964 F100. But yeah, she's lifted. I'm thinking I've got about 10 inches of ground clearance on the bottom now. Maybe just shy of that. Maybe just shy of that in the front, but the back is definitely way up there. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks, guys.
RCX builds it. Was able to build this in a
garage
with a box of scraps.